at they call it the Garden Trailhead. I'm looking to do, call it a figure 8 loop here in the Adirondacks. I'll name a couple of the peaks I'm hoping to hit later. Hoping to hit 9 in total, but we'll see how many I end up doing. So just dropped off my envelope here, and I'm pretty happy. There's a ton of parking spots. From what I understand, it can get pretty busy here, so it could be hard to find a parking spot, and you might have to park 2 miles down the road. So all right, gotta get back to the car, grab my stuff, and hit the trail. All right, 1.3 miles to first brother. Gonna be a few brothers after that, I believe. And then my first 4,000 foot peak, plus foot peak of this trip, Big Slide Mountain. Like I said earlier, I'm hoping to knock off 9 of them. First one being Big Slide. So today is basically gonna be, 3.7 miles up to Big Slide, and then I'm gonna come right back down to John Brooks Trail, coming through the middle of this kind of valley here. I'll show you on the map later. So today is just kind of a big up down, and then tomorrow we'll head towards a few more of the peaks, which I'll name later. So today's Thursday, June 19th, 2025. Juneteenth, so happy Juneteenth, everybody. Tomorrow's the first day of summer. It's gonna be the longest day of the year, and summer's already here. It's according to my thermometer here, it's let's see if you can see that, 84 degrees. So it's about 1:30 now. Not supposed to really get much hotter. It's supposed to cool off the rest of the day, but I started hiking at peak heat, and I'm definitely feeling it. Ooh, got this fun slide I gotta get up. What I've read about the trail conditions, there's going to be a few pretty interesting rock scrambles on the way up some of these mountains around here. So first of many. I could see the wind starting to pick up a little bit, and I almost feel like the pressure's changing. So I feel like it might be getting some rain soon. All right, we're finally coming up to a clearing here. So right over here, I believe that's Lower Wolf Jaw with Upper Wolf Jaw right there. The Gothics and some other peaks over on that side that I'll name later. So come Sunday, I'm gonna come down this valley here if all goes well, and out back towards where I came from. All right, I can feel it starting to drizzle a little bit. So I'm getting close to first brother here. The 9 peaks that I'm looking to do in order. Let's see if I can get this right. I'm gonna do Slide Mountain today. Tomorrow I'll do Haystack and Basin, maybe Armstrong and Saddleback. And then I'm gonna head over the Gothics, head over towards Sawteeth, come back, and then head towards both Upper Wolf Jaw and Lower Wolf Jaw. So I think that was 9. Obviously I'll name them as I go along, but we'll see if I could do all of them. If I do the loop that I've set out to do, it's supposed to be 28 miles, 28, 30 miles, like over 11,000 feet of elevation. So similar to stuff I've done in the past, but I am coming into this trip a little handicapped. Last weekend, a few days ago, I had a fever, had tonsillitis, and still on antibiotics from that. So feeling a lot better. Feel definitely a little bit drained from that illness, and still recovering. So hopefully I'll just sweat it all out here and hopefully do the whole thing. But regardless, out here to have fun. Doesn't matter how much I do, as long as I make it home safe. All right, so obviously you can see it's starting to rain a bit. I don't really want to get my phone too wet, so might not record too much while it's raining. It's only expected to rain for maybe the next hour or 2 hours, and then it should let up for a bit. Hopefully during that lapse time while it's let up will be the time that I'm setting up camp. and then it's supposed to pick up again sometime close to sunset. So. Just as fast as it came, it went. So you can see the storm that rolled over is now over in those mountains. So it should be clear for a little bit. Very nice. All right, I'm on top of, I think it's First Brother here. And I think that big peak right there you see is Third Brother. So the second one's in between there. And Slide Mountain, I think is that. It looks shorter from here, but it's actually taller. So still got a ways to go, but I could see the peak I'm trying to get to in sight. So, all right, I think I figured it out. So came past the First Brother. I think that might be the second one I'm already coming up to. I think I follow this rim here. The third one's there. And that little peak in the middle, I think is Slide. I'll know better by the time I get to the Third Brother. Hope to be there in the next 45 minutes or so. All right, I've read a lot of reports of, or a few reports from a few weeks ago of some blowdowns, but this is the first one I've encountered. So I think fine folks at the Forestry Service have been out here clearing the trail out pretty well. So shout out to you know, the Forest Service and the DEC for all the great work they do maintaining these trails. All right, I'm on top of the Third Brother here. I actually have two brothers myself, so 3 brothers in total. So I dedicate this little section of trail here to my brothers Sean and John. Scared myself for a minute there. Clearly off trail, but I just saw a blue marker back over here. So gotta keep my head up and keep looking out for those markers, because it's a little tricky out here. All right, back on trail. We're good. Ooh, got a little nervous there for a second. So speaking of brothers, I'm gonna shout out my brother-in-law, Ethan. He gave me some beef jerky last Christmas, and I haven't gotten around to eating it yet, so trying it here now. He also gave me some coffee that I'll review later. The beef jerky, it's a little dry, but I've also had it in storage for, like 7 months now. So, you know, it might just be a little old. It's pretty good though. It's hitting the spot right now. Definitely needed some protein. It's been just eating a bunch of carbs. All right, as you can see, there's a pretty good trickle of water over there. Thought about filtering water here. This is my first water refill spot if I needed it. I still got about 1 liter left. Gone through about 1 liter so far today. So I think I'm just gonna push, make this last liter last until I get up over Big Slide and back down towards John Brooks. There's a, you know, a whole brook, stream, creek, whatever you want to call it, running right by the camps that I'll be staying at. So, all right, 0.3 miles to Big Slide Mountain. So not too far until we're at that peak, the first 4,000 foot peak of this trip so far, and then another 4 miles after that to John Brook Lodge, which is kind of the area where I'm looking to camp. I'm gonna try to push beyond the lodge if it doesn't get too late. So I want to try to get to as close to Haystack as I can. But I might just honestly pitch up my stuff as soon as I get down out of elevation. Might be pretty tired at that point, but we'll see. So got a couple 100 feet of elevation to climb here. It's definitely pretty steep on the topo map, so I'm pretty interested to see what we're about to encounter. Oh, I got some nice stairs installed here. But I'd say this is definitely over a 45-degree incline here. It's probably 55, 60 degrees. So thank you for putting this in. Looks very helpful. All right, that was pretty nice. All right, I figured it out. That right there is Marcy. That's Haystack, where I'm looking to hit up tomorrow. And then I think this is Basin in the foreground here. Armstrong, Gothics. Way back up over there behind the clouds is going to be the Sawtooth. And then, I forget what that one's called. Then Lower Wolfjaw, or Upper Wolfjaw, Lower Wolfjaw, and out. So, figured it out. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, I'm essentially at the peak of Yard Mountain. It's not a 4,000 footer, but it is a named mountain. Looks like about 1.2 more miles until I get to the Klondike Notch Trail. All right, got this cool rock formation over here. Well, it's kind of slow going. I think I'm dropping about 1,000 feet from the peak in a little over a mile, so it's pretty steep. I'm about halfway down, I think. Maybe another half to go, so hopefully I'm down there by 6. Running a little bit behind. It's kind of my fault because this morning I was about a half hour away from my house when I realized I forgot my hiking shoes. So I had to turn around. So that added an extra hour onto the drive. So lost an hour of the day, but it's all right. I think once I get to the bottom here, I'll just post up not too far away from the lodge, going towards Haystack, and just get up bright and early tomorrow. Like I said, it's going to be longest day of the year tomorrow, so got to take advantage of that sunlight. So I'll definitely be up at sunrise, 5:11 I think it is, and just start hiking. So get a nice early start in the morning and crunch a bunch of miles out tomorrow. All right, 1.3 miles is the lodge, so it's like 1.2 miles to the river, and then the lodge is probably a little bit away from that. We'll see if I check it out, see if I got time. All right, I think I see the lodge up ahead. Whoop, almost falling there. So it's right off the trail, so I'll check it out real quick. Maybe they got the potable water and they could save me some time from filtering. All right, rock on. Got a little public water spigot here, so fill up on some of this and then hit the trail. Just taking a little 5-minute break here. Rest my feet. Sign back there says 1.8 miles to Bushnell Falls. I think that's how you pronounce it. There's a few camp spots over there. It's about 6:30 now, so I think I can get there in an hour. So that'll give me like 45 minutes before the sun sets. I'm gonna get started on trail, see how far, see if I can get all the way down there before it gets dark. Unless the sights up here look real good, I might pull off in here, but I think I want to push for another hour. And I'll be able to filter water and eat dinner down by the falls, so that'll be pretty. All right, if I wanted to camp, I'd go that way, but making an executive decision, I'm gonna hike on. I'll be there before the sun sets, and might have to do a little setting up in the dark, just because the sun's gonna set kind of behind the mountain here in a little bit, but nothing I'm not used to. I'll eat dinner quick, try to hit the sack, and then be up bright and early. All right, about 5 minutes or so from the falls and where the campsites are. Not a moment too soon because it's starting to drizzle a little bit. I don't think it's going to rain too hard. And if it does, it's not going to last long. But I'd like to get the shelter set up before it starts to downpour, if it does downpour. So wish me luck that it doesn't open up anytime soon. And then I have at least another 20 minutes before it starts downpouring. All right, there's a lean-to out that way. I'm going to bypass those sites and start heading towards Mount Haystack. There's a few sites along the way over there, and I'll just be that much closer to my destination. But first, I'm gonna walk about 0.1 miles and check out these falls. I was thinking about coming back and eating dinner by the falls, but it's kind of far away from the site. But I'll be crossing a stream on the way towards the other site, so probably eat over there. It's pretty cool. If I wasn't pressed on time, I'd definitely jump in and swim around in that for a minute, but running behind on time, and I want to make sure I can get to camp before it gets dark. And that trail I came down to check this place out was pretty steep, so definitely don't want to do that when it gets dark. All right, sun's getting real low. Kind of hard to tell, but it's starting to become golden hour. It's another reason why I didn't want to leave my or go swimming in those falls is I left my pack at the top of this little jaunt. Oh, as you can see there. And I don't want anything fucking with it. I got snacks in the side pockets, and squirrels around here are relentless. All right, found my site. Looks a little wet right there, but over closer to the water there, it doesn't seem as wet. So it's a nice little spot here. Obviously no fires, but I think I'm gonna be real comfortable here. All right, I think I made record time with that setup. Yeah, I got the tent all set up here. I have to adjust the guy lines a little bit just to perfect it, but while I was doing that, I cooked dinner, so that'll be ready in probably about 10 more minutes. And then I made some tea. So got some ginger turmeric tea on the steeping right now. So yeah, it's time to relax. All right, just wrapping up dinner here. Do a quick little food review, trying something new. It's packet gourmet pizza, and I realized I forgot the BYO tortilla, so it's still pretty good. It's just like cheese and other ingredients, so I could see why it'd be good on like a wrap, but it's going down easy. It's 500 calories, so I'll be able to finish this whole thing. Yeah, I'd give it like probably an 8.5, 9 out of 10. It's really good. right, here's a map of the High Peaks Wilderness in the Adirondacks. Quickly show you what I did today and then what I plan to do tomorrow. So down there, you can see the garden parking lot right there. Click that up towards the Brothers, up towards Big Slide, down towards Yard Mountain, down towards that little house-looking thing there. That's the lodge, and then now I'm over here by Bushnell Falls, by one of the triangles there. So tomorrow, I plan on getting up, taking the trail, continuing this way, all the way to Mount Haystack there. See right there. And then if I'm tired, I might stop at this site, but I'm hoping I can continue on over Basin Mountain, Saddleback Mountain, and then I'll camp out. I'm going to take this junction here and kind of lose elevation until I can find a camping spot, and then either finish it off from there or the next day I would continue on, but more on that tomorrow. Good morning. It's a little bit before sunrise. It's about 5:08, so a few minutes till sunrise. I'm gonna get up in a minute and go grab the bear can and get breakfast going. Pretty comfortable night last night. Rained pretty hard right when I first started to go to bed, but then it seemed to just drizzle. From what I could tell the rest of the night. It got pretty comfortable last night. It got as low as 58, which isn't too bad. So overall, real nice sleep. Got some good rest for today. Shout out Ethan for the coffee. We got the First Ascent Hero Day blend. So I'm gonna pour that in and let you know how it is. All right, cheers. I didn't really measure out the water. Calls for 8 ounces per packet. Probably have a little bit more than that. And so it's a little weak, but honestly, it's delicious. This is some of the best this is probably the best instant coffee I've ever had. So highly recommend it, and thanks, Ethan. All right, got camped all packed up here. About to hit the trail. The temperature's dropped a little bit and the wind's picked up, so I'm getting pretty cold, so I better hoping to get warmed up pretty quick. All right, so it's been kind of coming in and out of wind gusts and little mini downpours, so probably won't film too much. It's kind of going to be on and off rain until I think noon today. I'll try to get an updated weather report, but yeah, I'm just cruising on a pretty flat trail for a while until I hit the junction to head up towards Haystack. So it's pretty smooth going, and hoping to be over to Haystack before noon. So I left camp at about 7. It's about 7:50 right now, so I think I should make it there. Alright, I'm going to start heading towards Mount Marcy. Not actually going to Mount Marcy, but there's going to be a turn off towards Haystack on the way over there, so got to look out for that. About 0.1 miles back, I think it was the last thing I filmed. I guess they call that Slant Rock, so it's pretty cool. Bushnell Falls, about 1.9 miles back, so gone about 1.9 miles now, so definitely going to be to Haystack before noon. I'll probably just run up there and run back down because it's pretty cold and it's pretty windy, so I don't want to get too cold. All right, it's real fucking windy, probably like 50 mile an hour, 60 mile an hour wind gusts. So we'll see if I actually make it up to Haystack or if I have to hunker down and wait out this wind a little bit. It's supposed to start dying down afternoon. but it's, you know, it's not even 10 o'clock yet. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to put some extra layers on, bust out some hand warmers, and see if I can push it, but I don't want to put myself in a dangerous situation. So check back in a little bit. Hoo-wee, this is nuts. Going up a waterfall here. All right, as you can see, starting to pop out above tree line here. I think I'm gonna go back down below tree line as I'm making my way towards Little Haystack. There's a junction that'll lead down towards Snowbird coming up ahead. I'll turn you around. Leading up towards Snowbird. I think I'm gonna drop at least my bear canister there so I can make some quick time getting up Haystack, because it's pretty fucking cold. It's 49, and again, it's pretty fucking windy, so I don't want to get hypothermic. So I think if I am gonna go up to Haystack, I'm gonna have to do it fast. So wish me luck. All right, just popping out of the fog there, you can see Little Haystack and the rim that leads up towards Haystack. So getting close. All right, I can't really read those signs, but I think that says a half a mile to Haystack. And then to the left, I think it's 0.3 miles to Snowbird. I'm not too sure. But here I am, just getting hand warmers out. Just dropping some weight for the trek up there, and actually slapping on a Band-Aid. Woo! It wouldn't be a backpacking trip without a little blood, right? So yeah, I'm going to slap that on, put the hand warmers on, maybe throw a layer on, like a hat, and then start heading up. All right, got about 12, 13 pounds off my back, all the stuff I just took off. So I'm gonna run up, do this real fast, and run back down. So I might not film too much. I'll let you know when I'm at the top, but yeah, here we fucking go. Sack here. Okay, now you can kind of hear me. This is the peak of Little Haystack. Haystack is over there somewhere. I'm gonna make a quick decision on if I want to do it or not. It's pretty dreary up here. Wow, that was nuts coming down that. Oh, with the wind and everything, I almost panicked, but something you can't do out here is you can't panic. My wife will kill me if she saw what the fuck I just did. So I'm not gonna film me doing it, but you know, if you ever come out here, just be warned. It's pretty crazy. I made it! Ah! Oh, I gotta get the fuck out. This is... Wow, look at that view. Doesn't matter. There's the summit. Let's go. All right, coming up on Little Haystack there. Got some views of these slides over here, and there's a few folks climbing up a sketchy part I climbed earlier. So glad I'm not the only crazy person out here today. All right, sun's starting to poke out a little bit. YouTube, can you help me out? That's about Marcy up there. Is that still snow? First day of summer on the summit of Marcy. It's pretty cool. I'm not going up there, so I'm not gonna be able to find out for myself. Whew, wow, that was intense. Yeah, there's a few points there where I thought I was gonna get blown right off the mountain. I was holding my trekking poles and by the strap, and they're completely vertical. It was crazy. Yeah, so now I'm on my way to Snowbird. I'm gonna sit there. I might make a cup of coffee. Definitely gonna eat something. And then I'm gonna start heading towards Basin. So definitely have the energy to keep on pushing. So, all right, that's Snowbird. All right, coffee break's over. Time to hit the trail. First peak that I got to get to from here is Basin. It's right there. So I'm going to come up this and then ride that up to the peak there. Basin Mountain, 0.7 miles. A lot of uphill first. View of Little Haystack and Mount Haystack. All right. Got about a 15-20 foot ladder here. That's the trail. I see a trail marker ahead. Well, got a pretty view of Haystack and Marcy anyway, so it's making me feel a little better. All right, I'm here at the summit of Mount Basin, just checking out the view. It's not as windy as it was over on Haystack, but it's still got some wind up here. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Yeah, as we can see over here, Mount Marcy, and then Mount Haystack. I think right over there. I think that's Big Slide and came down the valley and then up. This trail almost looks like goes off to nothing, but there's a little path down there. Pretty spooky. Right, hopefully you can hear me okay over the wind. Actually have a good view of the rest of the trip if I end up doing all this. So right there, that's Saddleback. So I'm gonna ride Saddleback, go down the back side, and then take the valley down to a campsite. And tomorrow I'm going to come back up, go up there to Gothics, and then that's Pyramid Peak there. And if I've got energy, I'll do Pyramid Peak and then all the way over to Sawtooth. We'll see though. I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to do that out and back, to be honest. But then after that, Upper Wolf Jaw is right there. And I don't know if we can see Lower Wolf Jaw, or yeah, Lower Wolf Jaw, but regardless, little peak there, and then back down the valley and out. Coming down Basin's pretty slow going. I'm pretty anxious about what I have ahead. You can see it's pretty sheer cliffs there. I think right up the middle where there's a little bit of green, I think that's where I gotta go. So I'm not looking forward to that. I might turn around if it's too sketch. Call it a trip. All right, I'm actually not too much further away from the top, but I still have a lot of elevation to go. It looks pretty craggy. I don't like how exposed it is, but because of the wind, but I think my rock climbing skills are gonna come in handy here. Wow, that's gotta be the scariest scramble I've ever done in my life. Oh, not all of it was bad, but there's a few points that I needed to take my pack off and wasn't quite sure how I was going to do it. But fuck yeah, I did it. Damn. I'm 9 hours into my day so far and getting pretty tired, both physically and mentally. And definitely got a little emotional there, being able to push through that. So the hardest parts are over. Just a little downhill to, well, mostly downhill to camp. So, oh, I could breathe a sigh of relief. That was a lot. All right, we're in the tail end of the day. Just got to get down this valley here, go down that way a little bit to a campsite, and then tomorrow I'm gonna come back up, hit up Gothics. I might go over towards Pyramid Peak and then Sawtooth, but if not, I'll do Armstrong, Upper Wolf Jaw, and Lower Wolf Jaw. I might have flipped those, but Gothics, Armstrong, and then the Wolf Jaws. Gothics Mountain, 0.6 miles to my left. Behind me is the Orebed Rock Lean-To, 1.8 miles away. So I'm gonna start heading towards that and set up camp. Much of this is this slab here. Looks like there's a ladder up ahead to help me with this descent. This is great because it's slippery. I promise I'm not tilting the camera. This is how steep it is, so. Pretty nuts. Oh, this is really nice. All right, it's a little bit past 7, which means it's officially a little bit over 12 hours since I've been on trail. So I made a mistake of trying to find some stealth camping spots higher up. Wasted time looking around for that, so running a little behind, but it's all right. I don't think tomorrow's gonna be as bad of a day, but regardless, I'm just hiking out, basically. Hiking down to the river, and then on Sunday, it's a real short hike. Made it to the lean-to. No one's here, but I don't really want to stay in it. But I think there's some sites back here, so I'm gonna go get set up. Right, just gonna start cooking dinner while I'm filtering water down by the water and just watch the sunset. Camp's back there somewhere. Put the bear canister back here, so let's go see if it's there together. All right, I see it. All right, camp's all packed up. Just gotta stretch a little bit and then I'm gonna hit the trail. So in one sense, it does suck having to come down this like 3 miles to get to that campsite, but it is nice going back up the trail because I can see a lot of stuff I missed yesterday. It's a pretty cool section of trail here, and starting to peak out there is where I'm trying to get to. So that's Gothic's first peak of the day, and then going to the left from there. All right, got a view of Big Slide Mountain over here. That little peak right there, that's Yard, that's Big Slide. Let's see why they call it Big Slide. There's a huge rock face right on the side that I'm facing here. All right, back to the stairs. All right, that's the end of the stairs. Just to show you kind of how steep it is. I'm holding that upright, so yeah, it's pretty fucking steep. All right, we're back above 4,000 feet. I just got to get to this intersection up ahead, and then I'll turn up towards Gothic's. All right, back at the intersection. Time to head up towards Gothic's. Should be about 0.6 miles. This is nuts. Crazy slide. And again, I'll show you the angle. That's my trekking pole hanging straight down. Right on. They have a cable for this steep section here. It's gonna be real helpful. All right, I'm not quite at the peak yet, but we can see what I did yesterday. So way over there is a haystack, little haystack. Marcy's that little snow patch behind, kind of in the foreground there. That's Basin, and then I believe this is Saddleback. Then I came down the valley, and now I came back up here. Made an executive decision. I'm only going to do 4 peaks today. Gothic's, Armstrong, Upper and Lower Wolf Jaw. I decided to skip Sawteeth. It's pretty far out. It's kind of like a 1.5 mile out and back, 3 miles total. I thought about hitting up Pyramid Peak and checking out that view, but I'm pretty tired, and I think I want to get in a camp early and rest my bones. I definitely can't have another 12-hour day like I did yesterday. feel all the aches and pains starting to set in. So regardless, this has been a freaking awesome trip, and I still have some great peaks coming up. We gotta look at the rest of the day. Not too much ahead, but there is some scrambles, so it'll be a little difficult. So coming down the Gothics here, the backside of it, go over here, and then right where you see that little rock ledge, I believe that's Armstrong. I don't think we can see lower Wolf Jaw right now, but upper Wolf Jaw is behind it there. So I'll probably get a better view of it later. Shaky hands, but if you look close, you can see people right in the middle of my screen there. Very tiny. All right, I'm at the junction, heading over towards Armstrong Mountain. It's in 0.4 miles, and then upper Wolf Jaw is 1.4 away, and then lower is just a little bit past that. But I think it's the steepest part's going to be between the Wolf Jaws, so time to press on. Alright, the summit of Armstrong. Just enjoying a cup of coffee. Just wrapping up lunch here. Quickly show the peaks. That's Gothics, Saddleback, I think Haystack right there, Marcy way off in the distance. I'm pretty sure this morning I came up right over there. Just beneath Slide Mountain. You can actually see the roof, John Brooks Lodge. So got 2 more peaks to do, and then I'm heading in that direction. All right, made it to the peak of Upper Wolf Jaw. From here, I'm gonna go over this little ridge here, down a valley, pretty steep, and then up towards Lower Wolf Jaw there. There it is. Just have to finish coming down this and then cut through the valley, up sort of the side here, and then I'll be at the peak. I'm sick. Couldn't find a way to get down this giant ledge. So I just threw my pack down and I'm gonna squeeze through this little gap here. All right, Lower Wolf Jaw, half a mile away, but it's all uphill, so got a lot to go. And then when I come back, I'll take that trail down towards the lodge area and set up camp. An airplane flying overhead. It's kind of ruining the ambiance. I know it's flat here, but a lot of it has not been flat. All right, we're at the peak of Lower Wolf Jaw. A lot of people up here. All right, that's the last peak. Just got to head back, pick up my bear can, and head to camp. Bear canister is right where I left it. Glad nothing got it. It's a little bit less than 5 miles to the parking lot. And got plenty of daylight. Probably could hike out if I wanted to, but I want to spend another night out here. 4.2 miles to Garden Trailhead, where I parked, and head towards the Wolf Jaw lean-to. I might stay there, or I might push on and go a little bit closer to the car. We'll see. Check out this lean-to, see if there's any good camp spots. It's close to 6 o'clock now. There was a nice spot over by the lean-to. Got my tent all set up, and just over here by the creek, filtering some water. Got my makeshift gravity system going there. Just taking in the beautiful scenery. decided to eat dinner over by the creek here because it's pretty buggy back over by the tent. So, and it's good practice not to eat in your tent or around your tent and be a little bit away. Tonight we got the chicken chili verde. Morning. Survived the night. I didn't get struck by lightning. I was thinking about filming some of it, but the lightning wasn't too often. But when it struck close and it struck loud. So it's a little scary. I got woken up at 3 a.m. and I was in and out of sleep throughout the storm because, again, when lightning strikes close by, it's pretty freaking loud. So yeah, it's pretty fun actually. I was able to get enough sleep. I slept in until 7, so I feel great. I'm just cooking up breakfast now, getting ready to start the day, and then we're hiking out of here. All right, taste test time. Today I got the Farm to Summit Golden Oats. It's got oats, obviously, coconut, carrots, almonds, turmeric, cinnamon. You know, it's a pretty subtle flavor. It's pretty light on the stomach, which is nice. But the flavor doesn't stand out a whole lot, and I usually like something that motivates me to want to eat the whole thing. So I'd give it an 8. It's really solid. I just wish it was a little bit more flavorful, a little more sugary maybe. All right, camp's all packed up. Time to hit the trail. All right, I'm at the junction of the Wolfjaw Trail, getting onto, I think it's called the John Brooks Trail, and leads up to the Phelps Trail and out to the parking lot. All right, getting close. Oh, my feet might get a little wet crossing this. Right on, my feet stayed dry. Just kind of rock top across these rocks here. Thank goodness I have trekking poles. All right, the garden, 0.5 miles away. Okay, 33 miles and 11,500 feet of elevation. That was a great adventure. Really pushed my limits on how far and how long I can go and the difficulties of scrambling. So thanks for tuning in again. Appreciate you guys watching, and until next time, take care.